Hello, friends. How are we? Welcome back to our second night of the UPPAbaby Roadshow with UPPAbaby. I am back with Michelle.
Hello.
And we are here to talk all things second and third stage car seats. Before I get ahead of myself, we will wait for a few people to hop on. I also will hop on. I have Michelle's phone with me, so we can stare at ourselves. But no,
it's a little weird.
So that I can answer any of your questions or ask Michelle any questions.
Yep.
So yeah, we are just really excited. Again, I am Nicole, our social media specialist here at Bugz, here with Michelle from UPPAbaby.
Hello.
And Michelle is also a CPST, so she knows car seats, which is amazing.
I'll do. Specifically UPPAbaby.
Specifically UPPAbaby. And we're gonna, kind of like last night, if you missed last night and you wanna learn a lot more about the Mesa infant car seat, the Mesa V2 and the Mesa Max, then that was last night. Tonight we're talking about the UPPAbaby Knox, which is the convertible seat, and then we also have the Alta, which is the booster seat. And we're gonna show installs, talk about features, right?
Talk about proper fit.
Proper fit, so
yeah.
Lots going on. We also, I know everybody is excited, we have another giveaway, another live giveaway.
Yeah.
So we've just pinned up the comment. So if you comment a heart, you will officially be entered into the giveaway, I guess. And then one of our amazing reps, the UPPAbaby rep, Anna, will be picking the winner at total random. So she will pick one and then send me a text message and we will announce it at the end of the night. Kind of like last night. We also have Anna from UPPAbaby answering any questions as well, and we have a Snugglebugz rep answering questions on our Snugglebugz account as well. So everybody can get their questions answered. I'll be monitoring a little bit as well. So lots of resources,
Lots going on.
Lots going on.
Lots of people.
Yeah, lots of people. But I think we're ready to get started. So.
Okay.
Again, in honor of the UPPAbaby Roadshow, let's kick it off. We are talking convertible car seats.
We are. So just to recap.
Yes.
Some of you may have joined us last night.
Yep.
We talked about, there's 3 stages to your child's car seat life.
Correct.
So last night we talked about infant, which is roughly the first year, newborn to the first birthday. Today we're talking the second stage, which is the convertible car seat. We have the Knox, and that's roughly from 1 year of age to 6 years old. Every human is different. We are all snowflakes.
Yeah.
So that can vary a little, but that's the rough estimate.
Yeah.
And then the third and final stage is the booster seat, which is roughly, I say 4 to 6 years till about 10 years old.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 seats we're covering tonight.
Amazing.
As you mentioned, you know, watch yesterday's, we posted it.
Absolutely.
But today we'll talk about that second and third stage.
Yes.
So what is a convertible car seat?
Yes, I know. This is probably where we get most questions, right? About what's a convertible car seat? How do I use it? How long can I use it?
Yeah.
Where does it go in the car? How big is it? All the things.
There's a lot.
For sure.
So we are going to talk 2 parts tonight with the convertible car seat. Firstly, what is it? It is a seat that you install rear facing first.
Yes.
And then you flip that forward facing.
Correct.
So you're using it 2 different directions. Tonight I'm going to start with rear facing. We'll talk features, then we'll talk fit, and then we'll do an install.
Awesome.
And then we'll do forward facing.
Yes.
Fit, install.
Yeah.
So 2-parter. So the seat in general is starting from 14 pounds up to 65 pounds.
Yeah.
Rear facing is 14 to 40. And we really highly recommend you max that out as much as possible.
Yes, rear face as long as possible. We always talk about it here at Snugglebugz. Rear facing, you know, is the safest place for your little one up until they've reached those maximums. So rear face for as long as possible. I always say that as many times as I can.
100%. We agree.
Yeah.
And then forward facing will be 25 to 65.
Yeah. So you are getting that overlap, right? Which I know can be confusing. But again, if you rear face for as long as possible, you'll move to forward facing when
Correct.
ready.
And again, everybody is different.
Yeah.
Children grow at different rates.
Definitely.
So that's why there's a little bit of overlap. And it's up to you as the parent to make the best choice for your child. But as we say, rear facing as long as possible. That's the key.
Yeah.
So 14 to 40 pounds.
Yep.
Let's talk features on this seat and then how to use those.
Yep.
So first I'm going to talk the outer safety features
Perfect.
of the seat. So first thing would be the energy response technology. What is that? Where is that? So first spot would be in our 8-position active headrest. So right here, it says SIP, which stands for side impact protection.
Yep.
There's a little visual of a child there.
Love
Their
it.
head is meant to go in there.
Yeah.
It has EPP foam throughout that seat.
Awesome.
That is energy absorbing. It's taking the forces away from the child and protecting them.
Yeah.
So that is in that first headrest there.
Mm-hmm.
Then on either side are 2 side impact pods.
Yeah.
So those are always active, always engaged.
No matter what side, yeah, you don't have to pop them out.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're there. The third for the energy response technology would be on what we call our impact dispersion zone.
Yes.
Basically, what we've done is on the in between the inner and outer shell of the seat, there is EPP foam throughout.
Okay.
So you've got 1 layer here,
Yeah.
a second layer throughout the entire seat, and then third being your side impact pods.
Awesome.
So there's 3 layers of protection surrounding the child.
Amazing. All the protection you can ask for.
All you could ask for.
Yes.
Then in our base,
Yeah.
I'm just going to pop down here.
Oh, yes.
To grab this.
Yes.
You'll notice there's sort of that highlighter green there, which everyone looks at it and goes, what is that?
Yeah. What's with the green?
Yeah, 100%. That is our Colroy technology. So
Yeah.
I have a sample of it here.
I love this.
And that is started in the aerospace industry.
Yeah.
And then moved into high performance sports, so motorbikes, ski helmets.
Cool.
And we have taken that, it's a welded polymer tube, and that is built throughout the base. It basically is a layer of protection on the bottom.
Amazing.
This acts as a crumple zone.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows there to show you the
How it absorbs.
how it absorbs.
Yeah.
So that is our Colroy technology.
That's awesome.
That is on the bottom there.
I know we were talking about it earlier. I wish, like, whenever somebody looks at a car seat, they're like, oh, you know, we talk about this side impact protection, we talk about EPP foam, we talk about all of these things, but there's so many safety features actually inside the seat that a lot of people don't see, and it's nice to talk about them and have an example like that so that you know you are getting an incredible seat from the inside out. You know,
Right.
like so much of it is engineered on the inside.
100%.
Yeah.
And the last feature, I'm just going to flip the seat around, is our multi-directional tether.
Yeah.
I will speak to this more when we go into install.
For sure.
But this is used both rear and forward facing.
Yes.
In Canada, legally, you find typically these are just used in the forward facing position.
Yeah.
We used ours for both directions.
Awesome.
And in the rear facing, it's reducing those rotational forces in an accident.
Amazing.
We did also add some yellow to really
Yes.
bring attention to it, to remind parents that it's there.
The neon colors mean something.
They do.
They're
They
there
do.
for a reason.
100%.
As beautiful as this white seat
I know, I
is.
do. Oh, that is my favorite.
Me
I brought
too.
it specifically tonight for that reason.
Yeah, right?
And then let's go into the inner,
Amazing.
the features of the actual seat itself
Yeah.
inside. One thing to note, again, for those of you who watched last night,
Yeah.
a lot of the features inside we have mimicked, or the parent would be used to from a Mesa
Yeah.
V2 or Mesa Max.
I love
So we've
that.
taken those similar features and put it into Knox.
It's just nice to be familiar, like, oh, I've seen this before,
Yes.
the UPPAbaby and the SIP. The buckle looks the same, the chest clip. Like, yeah,
exactly.
it is
Yeah.
really nice.
So first feature, again, I talked about the 8-position active headrest.
Yeah.
You're squeezing the light gray button up top to
Yeah.
make that adjustable. The purpose of that is as your child grows, the head support needs to move with them. You always want the head encased up top. That headrest is also connected to the 5-point no rethread harness.
Love a no rethread.
We spoke about it last night. I'll talk
know.
about it again tonight. So 5 points being 2 across the shoulder, 2
Yep.
across the hip, and 1 between the legs. The no rethread part is purely, it's convenience. It's to take the
Absolutely.
guesswork out.
Yeah.
So as your child grows, this harness is moving up with them. So the head
Awesome.
support's moving, the harness is moving. You're not trying to figure out, oh, how do I rethread to get this higher?
I know.
The seats with the slots, it can be confusing.
100%.
Have I put
attaching
it back
it from
in?
the back? Yeah. Have I put it back in?
the
Is it
right way.
twisted? I know.
So that takes all the convenience.
Absolutely.
It takes all the guesswork out for
Yeah.
parents. The harness itself has cushion covers just to protect the neck from the harness cutting against it. There is a chest clip. I'll speak more to that when we get to fit.
For sure.
And then there's a little cushion down here just to protect between the legs.
Yeah, of course.
And then there is a 2-piece fit inlay.
Yeah.
So this is our insert to get proper positioning for the harness for the little ones when they first start.
Definitely.
So the seat, as I mentioned, starts at 14 pounds.
Yep.
It goes to 40 pounds rear facing. The insert is 14 to 25.
Okay, perfect.
It's 2-piece just to get a proper fit. Some children are longer in the torso, some are longer in the legs.
Yeah.
We're just helping to accommodate. When they no longer need it, you would obviously take that piece out.
And that looks like this. So once those pieces are removed, this is how the seat will look. So it is bigger. I know we were talking about that before.
Yeah. Sometimes people look at the seat on the shelf and go, oh, it looks so tight. But it's there to give proper fit when they first start using it.
Definitely.
It obviously has a lot more room in it as they grow.
Yeah. So we did get a question earlier today, and I know this is a common one that we get all the time. Why, can I just skip the infant seat and go right to a convertible seat? Or what, do I need to have an infant seat? Yeah, can I skip that process, you know?
Our seat starts at 14 pounds, meaning
Yes.
it is meant to accommodate the child as they're moving into the toddler phase.
Exactly.
We do believe in best practice is using a seat at the proper age and stage that is meant to hold the baby.
Yeah.
A bucket, what we call a bucket seat or an infant seat, encases the child. Really, it's the best practice for
100%.
It has that handle, which we
Yep.
talked about being really convenient.
Absolutely.
Especially, we live in Canada. It's
Yeah.
winter. I hate to scare people, but close to 6 months of the year sometimes.
Literally.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
And that really keeps them warm.
Yeah.
And it makes our life as a parent easier to be able to carry them in
100%.
and out and to snap it on the stroller.
Yep. It's such a convenience feature. And it just, like you said, the shell, it's for that newborn status. It cups them really well, and the infant inserts are a little bit cozier and tinier. And oh my gosh, it's light as a feather, so you can just move your little one from car to car, from stroller to car. The convenience features alone, I feel are a huge benefit for sure.
Right. And the next other component of a convertible seat is this seat stays in the vehicle.
Yes.
So once we put this in, it goes in once rear facing and then once forward facing, but we're no longer taking it out. We're no longer snapping it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know a lot
There's
of
no
parents always
separate
ask,
base.
does
Yeah.
does it come with a base? Okay, what does this still clip onto my stroller?
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. You
That'd be a heavy stroller.
It would be.
But yeah, no, exactly. So once it's in for sure.
Correct. Yeah. So we definitely believe in each age and stage using the seat appropriate to the child at that stage.
Perfect.
I'm just taking apart the 5-point harness. I just wanted to show, this is also a feature on Mesa.
Yeah.
So there are little pockets here on the side. I'm going to split my harness. It just makes it easier when you're trying to get them back into the seat as well, because this seat stays in the vehicle. In summertime, that can definitely heat up if the sun is beating down in the car. So that keeps that protected and doesn't burn them.
Yeah. And then look at how much space you have. You're not fiddling around with the harness. It's
pulling it from underneath.
It's so nice. Yeah.
There is a push button here at the front, similar to Mesa. So if I push in that button, the harness pulls out. It gives you a lot more slack to work with.
Awesome.
As they get, or as you need to tighten, you would just pull this tail.
Yeah, perfect.
You'll notice there is a cup holder.
Yep.
Love cup holders.
Love a good accessory.
It comes with a cup holder. You can choose which side you want to put it on, left-handed or right-handed.
Yep.
And you can purchase an extra cup holder. So
awesome.
My daughter loves her snack and a cup.
Yeah.
You can have one on each side.
The independence really starts to flourish during your convertible car seat journey.
It does. And I'm just going to turn it around for one more feature. Sorry. This seat does recline.
Yeah,
so there is a lever. There's 4 positions. Oh, I don't want to take it too far, but it will, you can hear, click in to each position.
Awesome. And you'll talk a little bit more about, how that benefits to the install, like when we
Correct,
install it.
when
Yeah.
we install.
Perfect.
But that is your Knox features.
Amazing.
In a nutshell, we should talk fit.
Fit. Yes. So let me grab our little fake baby again. So for the sake of back with the fake baby, for the sake of this video, here, I'll put the phone down.
Yesterday we said the baby was
yeah.
under 11 pounds. Today.
Yesterday, our lovely fake baby was under 11 pounds. Today, our fake baby is miraculously 14 pounds and ready for their convertible
gained
seat.
weight overnight.
But make sure you max out your infant car seat. That is the
yes.
that is a rule.
So first thing
Yes.
I've done is I have put this on an angle.
Yeah.
Because rear facing it would sit on an angle.
Exactly.
So a couple things we're looking for.
Yep.
One, does our child need the insert?
Yes.
We already established this
Yes.
baby does.
This baby does.
So the insert is there.
Mhm.
Second thing we want to establish is where is the head support and where does the harness need to be?
Yeah.
So because this is a rear facing seat,
Yeah.
this head support needs to be lower.
Yeah.
The harness, because it's rear facing, same thing with Mesa V2 and Mesa Max yesterday,
Yeah.
the harness needs to sit at or just below the shoulder.
Yes.
So we need to get the head support down to also get the harness down.
Yeah. Perfect.
Our harness is split aside. I
Yeah.
will grab a lovely
You always want to like
baby.
support the
I
head.
Do.
I know.
do. We're going to place them inside. We are starting, I might go down a titch, or just to try and mimic.
Yeah.
This should start below. I'm going to grab, whoops, my buckles are nicely tucked in my pocket.
Yeah.
We are always going to start with clipping these into the middle between the legs first.
Yep. Awesome.
Never start with a chest
The chest
clip.
clip, yeah. That is one of the last things that you're kind of
Yeah.
doing, right? Is the chest clip?
So I'm bringing this up and over, second piece between the middle of the legs. You want to ensure that the harness webbing is against the hip and not twisted. So just check that always on both sides. I like to pull up here a little just to ensure that it's flush. You may need to pull the extra slack, pull that tail to reduce the amount of slack in the harness. I am then going to grab the chest clip and do that up. So you'll notice there is an image and there's writing on the harness that says armpit level.
Love.
So this chest clip needs to sit at armpit level.
Yep.
You don't want it down here.
Correct.
Across the tummy. You definitely don't want it up
Near the
against
neck.
Yeah. We need it to sit at armpit level. So you just
Yeah.
want to pull to tighten. And then the last step would be a pinch test.
Correct.
So I like to keep the opening of this cushion or cover
Yeah.
on the outside so I can open up. To do a pinch test, it needs to be done at the shoulder.
Yes.
Never done at the stomach.
Yeah. We
Shoulder-
talk-
Yeah,
We talked about that
yesterday.
we talked about that last night. There will be, I mean, specifically because this is a doll, there's even, there's no muscle or anything, but there will be a little bit of space because,
That's the way the body is.
that's the way the body is, exactly.
So you want to do the pinch test up here at the shoulder. Sorry, I'm just going to whip it
Yeah.
around. For the purposes of the video, I'm just going to make it look, that would be a pinch test. I'm going to try and grip the webbing by pinching it together. If I can pinch webbing like this, it is too loose. You need to tighten. If I am grabbing at the webbing like this and nothing is pinching together,
Yeah.
it is tight.
Amazing.
So that is your pinch test. So just to recap,
Yep.
you want to check if you need an insert. You want to make sure your harness is at or below the shoulders.
Yeah.
You want to start by buckling in the middle. Make sure the webbing is against the hip. Nothing is twisted. You can then do up your chest clip. Make sure that sits at armpit level. And last but not least, you're going to do your pinch test.
We did just get a few questions. Why do you leave the chest clip kind of like to one of the last stages, like chest clip and then pinch test, right?
The way it's buckling up, it'll
Yeah.
start to ride up to the neck.
For sure.
You always want to start by reducing the slack and making sure it's properly against the hips.
Yeah.
It just gets very difficult.
Yeah.
to
Well,
do
and if you do the
otherwise.
chest clip first, these straps can become uneven, right? Like
Yes.
if you're doing it before you're buckling it in, these can become uneven. So it just makes it way more streamlined, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Perfect. That would be That would be fifth.
Yes, rear facing.
Rear facing.
Yes.
We should move to install.
Install. So we've, I feel like we're on like a cooking show when you like pull the thing out of the oven and it's already made. We're like, here's our other Knox ready for install.
So here is our other Knox.
Yes.
I'm going to start, I've removed the insert because to see our belt paths, it just is easier. So I have taken that out. I've unbuckled the harness.
Awesome.
A couple things. So first, installation.
Yes.
You want to make sure you're on a flat level surface.
Yeah.
No angled driveways.
Yep.
Everybody makes that mistake. You want
it is a comment. Like it can happen.
Yeah. You want to make sure you're on a. Sorry, I just moved.
That's all right.
Seat. You want to make sure you're on a flat surface.
Yes.
That is because there is a level here. So you want to sit this, you want to recline it, you want to sit it against the seat, and for rear facing, you want to make sure it's in this little blue area, that ball.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move this around.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
Recline it. It's my ball. Whoops. Whoops.
And can you, there was, I think UPPAbaby answered this question, but can you recline it and adjust it when it's installed?
No, you would have to, and that would be
so you want to be,
because then you're gonna adjust the slack.
So you want to be adjusting it now before you do anything else.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
So I've adjusted that.
Yep.
My camera's gonna have to come closer.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna separate out this harness a little bit. Okay, and then so I've taken the insert out. There are two zippers here, which I've already undone on either side.
Yeah.
And then there's Velcro. I've pulled my head support up
to
expose and pull out that Velcro.
Yeah.
Which opens up the entire seat.
Awesome. You can see everything. It's way easier for sure.
So one thing you're going to notice is here's blue. There is, if the cameras can pivot slightly, there is red on the other side. So blue means rear facing. Again, it's going to mimic what the Mesa V2 and Mesa Max has.
Yeah.
Red is for forward facing.
Awesome.
So we're talking rear facing, so we're focusing on blue.
Yes.
I think there was a question about installing and what we're installing with.
Yes. So are there, do you install with the seatbelt? Does it have like a latch system as well, kind of like how the Mesa does? Recommendations?
Yeah. So there is a latch. It's actually in the front of the seat.
Yeah.
There is, however, a latch limit on the latches in your physical vehicle.
A weight limit.
A weight limit of 65 pounds. It is the combined weight of the actual car seat itself as well as the child.
Yeah.
And what that ultimately ends up doing is the parent has to constantly be guessing.
100%.
In and amongst everything else you're worrying about as a parent and looking after. So we suggest just start with a seatbelt install. It just takes away that guesswork, and you can stop questioning of, okay, what weight are they at? What's the weight of the seat? Is that 65 pounds? I guess most parents would forget.
Yeah.
And probably take the seat out and go, oh my goodness, it's latched still.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So for the sake of this, we're only going to show you seatbelt installs.
Correct.
Honestly, they are both very simple, which is really nice. When you do get to the convertible and booster seats, the seatbelt install or utilizing the seatbelt does become a lot more streamlined, which is really nice.
Correct.
Yeah. Amazing.
Just to point out, this is a vehicle seat, so usually your seatbelt would lock off in a vehicle.
Yes.
You would slowly pull all the slack out.
Yep. Start hearing that latch.
And you would hear the lock off, and you'd hear it ratcheting.
Clicking,
the clicking right back in.
Yes.
It's not doing it.
This is not a real vehicle seat.
So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my shoulder and lap belt.
Yep.
There is a hole. It says rear facing. It's blue. Just back with the color coding. We are going to pull that through and then across. And I'm going to ask you to grab it on the other side, just for ease, and buckle it into the seat.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We are now going to take the lap belt, which is the bottom belt.
Yeah.
And there is a sign here that says lap belt. And we are going to tuck that. I don't know why I'm holding onto all the slack. I don't need to anymore. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to tuck that neatly behind. Am I looking at the lap belt? Yes, I am.
Yep.
Great. So the lap belt is behind the plate.
Yes.
And then I have my shoulder belt. So what I am going to do, the Smart Secure, so with the Mesa V2 and the Mesa Max, there was an indicator that went from red to green when we're installed. Red obviously was not correctly in, and if it was tight, it would go.
Yeah.
We have the same thing on the Knox.
Awesome.
Please note, this is on an angle, so you want to get a proper bird's eye view.
Yeah.
The cameras are currently behind the Knox.
Because like where I am, you can see kind of like awkwardly in, and you'll always see red. Yeah,
correct,
exactly.
So what I am going to do now is the shoulder belt is going to tuck underneath these lock-offs right here.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure. Sorry, don't mind me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my shoulder belt. Whoops.
Underneath the one side.
Underneath. Whoopsies. And underneath that side, more importantly. And I want to pull. Again, you want to make sure it's not twisted. And you want to pull up till it's under that bite. And this seatbelt would start making that click, click, click.
Yeah.
And you would pull as much of it.
Yeah. Which is, it's
possible.
nice when it lock-offs because it does add more tightness, so it's not as
100%.
like it's definitely harder on these fake seats.
Yes.
But yeah, when you hear that latching, it'll give you that
And
extra
it gives
bit
you an
of,
audible cue.
Definitely.
And then you get that visual cue that it's gone to
Perfect.
green.
Sorry,
Go
I was just going to say,
ahead.
we were talking the one side is all the way up and the other side is kind of,
So where your
right?
seatbelt starts
Yeah.
is like that same side always has to be in.
Higher,
You might
okay.
find this is not going to be up all the way on the side that it buckles.
Okay.
That's not as important. It's
Perfect.
You want to ensure that this is fully in the bite
Okay.
and locked off.
Awesome. Amazing.
Okay. And then last step. So our multi-directional tether, which is yellow. I'm just going to release, oopsies, all the strap and all the harness. There is a nice, it comes with a little.
Yeah, it folds up really nicely too. We did it super quick before,
So this would be my, just to point out for the seat.
Yeah.
This would be the door side. So this would be my in and out.
Yep.
I would not want my tether coming across my in and out.
Yep.
You want it on the inside of the seat.
Okay, perfect.
You'll notice there is a guide depending on which side of the vehicle you're putting the seat.
Yeah.
So I would just make sure that this would go on the inside. And I would pull that across.
Amazing.
It would go in between the headrest.
Yeah. And then it just clips back here.
Clip it into where the tether locks.
Yeah.
Depending on your vehicle, you want to check your vehicle manual.
Yes, definitely.
Most commonly, it is a hook behind the seat.
Yep.
But it could be on the roof. It can be on the floor.
Yeah.
It just depends on the vehicle. So you'll need to locate that in your owner's manual.
Yeah. I know in my car there was like a little like hidden door and then it's like there, like right on the sedans.
Flap, yes. Just to really safeguard that for people who don't have children.
Yeah, amazing.
That would be your final step. Your last check, your final check, would be where your seatbelt, like in the what we call the belt path.
Yeah.
You want to grab the seat and you want to move it side to side. If it moves more than 1 inch on either side, it is too loose. You want to start again.
Yeah.
The whole
this is
seat's
attached.
Moving. So I'll just stop.
This is not going anywhere.
No, I'll start by rocking backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But that would be our rear-facing.
Awesome.
Install.
Amazing.
Just to speak to the seat and where to go and how to get that done.
Yeah.
So Bugz does do dry fits.
Yes, we do. So we did get a few questions about, the size of the seat. Will it fit in my sedan? Will it fit in my SUV? We always recommend dry fits. Bugz, every single one of our store does dry fits, so you can take any of our floor models. We have a Knox at every single one of our stores, so you can take it. We always recommend placing it in your vehicle rear facing and forward facing, because if you have this behind the passenger seat, you want to make sure that you at least have a hand.
You want to be able to wave your hand behind the seat. You don't want it making contact with the passenger or driver's seat, whatever it may be.
And they need to be comfortable too. I think everybody in the car needs to be comfortable and safe, you know, safe enough. You don't want to be at your steering wheel like so close. It's
not safe at all.
Exactly. And then the hub, the UPPAbaby hub.
So UPPAbaby has a hub and service center in the GTA. You can book an appointment online. We do free car seat checks. As well, we have a virtual car seat check. So
awesome.
If you're somewhere where there isn't a Snuggle Bugz and you are still a Snuggle Bugz customer and want to purchase the Knox, you can do a virtual car seat check and book it online through our customer service team.
Lots of options between the two of us.
Yeah. I think we'll move to forward facing.
Yes.
So we're gonna
go back.
Switch again.
Yeah.
So in terms of features, obviously the seat is still the same. We're not gonna flip any. Like, there's nothing to speak to. It's exactly the same car seat.
Yes, correct.
So forward facing, as I mentioned before, is 25 to 65 pounds.
Yeah.
That's when you're placing them. The maximum 65 pounds is when you want to max out as much as possible.
Definitely.
It's also when the child is within 1 inch of the top of the seat. Remember, this adjusts. So I'm just going to move this headrest up because not everybody, you know, it goes above and beyond.
Yes, it definitely grows. It definitely grows enough. So making sure you max out that headrest for sure. We can take our little...
We're going to take the baby out because this baby is not going to help me with...
It definitely should not be forward facing.
It definitely should not be forward facing. Don't manhandle the baby. In terms of fit, so with rear facing, the seat was on an angle. I have brought it up more upright. Your child is typically sitting much more upright. They want to see the world at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
So they are sitting up. If you want to install it at a slight recline angle, you can. That is totally up to you as a parent. Most people just sit it upright.
Yeah.
The first check is, do I need an insert? You most definitely are probably not. So
yeah, you've outgrown the inserts.
Yeah, this piece is coming out.
Which is nice because then you can definitely see how much wider it does get, you know, for those bigger bodies and growing bodies.
100%. The second thing would be the height of the headrest and the harness. So when you're forward facing, it now needs to sit at or just above. So rear facing, it would have sat like that, which is at or just below. Forward facing, it is now going to sit at or just above
the shoulders.
Yes, correct. So you would adjust that up and it would sit a little bit higher or just at the shoulders.
And I think that's why we always say at or just above, because sometimes when you're switching your little one from rear facing to forward facing, they could be a little, like your shoulder straps could be a little too high. So we always want to make sure that they're kind of, they're still near the shoulder.
Hugging that shoulder as much as possible.
Exactly.
And then other than that, you would still buckle in. So it would be the same. You would buckle in, start with the middle.
Perfect.
Do that up. You would be doing up the chest clip. Remember, it doesn't change. You still want that at armpit level.
Exactly.
So you would tighten that up.
Yeah.
And the last thing you would want to do is that pinch test. Same idea.
Yeah.
I do find as they get older, especially when you get to forward facing as a parent, you're a little more comfortable.
For sure.
There's a little bit less guessing of that
the confidence is there.
Exactly. But you can still do that pinch test.
Definitely.
But that's what that would look like forward facing.
Amazing. So the biggest difference is rear facing at or below the shoulders, forward facing at or above. Always making sure you can utilize your headrest and head position.
Adjust that up.
Amazing.
Insert probably is out and the seat is more upright.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Shall we get to an install?
We're gonna flip back.
I flipped this to forward facing.
Yes, thank
Again,
you.
we're in our magic kitchen.
Thank you, Vanna. So now our seat is sitting upright.
Yes.
We don't have to. So installation. Again, don't want to be on an angled driveway. Make sure you're on a flat surface. With the bubble indicator. You don't have to worry. It can be anywhere. As long as it's sitting against, the base is making full contact and it's sitting against the seat.
Perfect.
Again, we're going to use seatbelt.
Yes,
At
correct.
this point,
You're
most
using the
definitely,
seatbelt.
You are using the seatbelt.
Yeah, for sure.
You have maxed out that latch limit of the combined weight of the child and the car seat itself.
Honestly, it takes so much like guessing out of it, like by just using the seatbelt for sure.
So now I'm just gonna. Oh, thank you, Vanna. But I'm gonna open that back up again. So for forward facing, we are now utilizing the red.
Yes.
We are no longer in blue. We're at red.
Yeah.
So we're looking for the red guide. So I'm pulling out my seatbelt again. The retractor will. The lock-off will kick in.
Exactly.
And you'll need to pinch and give yourself as much slack.
Yep.
I don't know if the cameras want to move you to the side. Red. So it's in French, which I don't speak, but that would be
I got the English side.
And you want to look for the red belt path. We're no longer utilizing the blue because we are forward facing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tuck that inside here. Could you just help me catch that on that side? You can see it
come through.
Yeah.
And then goes through this side.
There's another hole.
Yeah. And then I'll buckle this in.
Yeah.
I like hearing the click.
Yeah. I need to reduce my slack. I have fully caught this harness. Oh, hold on one second. There
I wasn't using these slots.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do, there we go.
There, perfect.
Pulling through. So back here, this is my lap belt.
Yep.
Just gonna pull this up. There we go.
There.
So there is wording there that says lap belt. So my lap belt is going behind the plate.
Very similar to the rear facing.
Correct.
Right?
And you want to make sure nothing is twisted. Which I cannot. We're live.
Oh, I think it's a switcheroo.
Have I?
Yeah, that's okay.
Oopsies.
So there's so many hands.
Too many hands.
Okay, here. So this one is the
perfect. Too many cooks
is the
in
lap
the
belt.
kitchen.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry to those
amazing. Okay.
So our lap
so we got our lap belt
is behind the plate.
Yeah.
And now we have our shoulder. Sorry, I just like to make sure nothing's twisted.
Yeah,
Sometimes
definitely.
Just want to look it over and make sure it looks right. It does.
As you should at home. If you're installing your car seat rear facing or forward facing, take your time, make sure there's no twists and turns.
I know, we're always in a rush.
I know, we're live.
So with rear facing, I mentioned the Smart Secure system. It's going to go from red to green. It's on the forward facing side.
Yep.
So rear facing would have been there. Forward facing is here. So there's your indicator.
Yep.
And what I'm doing, so I am applying pressure and I am, guiding the seatbelt, making sure it doesn't twist.
Yeah.
Which can be tricky at times. And if you don't get it, like I'm not getting it on the first try, just take it out and start again. So I am applying pressure. Don't mind me just breaking a sweat.
That's okay. This is where when the belt locks off, you do have that added sense of tightness, so you can apply pressure and hear that clicking as well. It is a little bit trickier when there's no, extra clicks happening for sure.
Yeah. But I think I have
amazing.
it. I just would need to clean this up a little.
Yeah.
That would pull up. It's in the bite.
Perfect.
And that is green.
Yeah. So same kind of thing. You're this area of the shoulder belt is going all the way up, and the other one can kind of
correct wherever the seatbelt started.
Yeah.
That is the side that you have to pay attention to.
Awesome.
The last step.
Yes.
Would be our multi-directional tether.
Yep.
So I don't know if the cameras want to come behind us here. That is coming between the headrest.
Yep.
And you are clicking on right there.
Yeah.
And I would pull, you want to pull that slack.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll this up because I don't need all that extra.
Oh, amazing. Love that.
Because you don't want that flopping,
Yeah.
especially
That's a great
who knows
feature.
what's in the back seat.
Yeah.
You don't want that knocking.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing is you're checking this in the belt path.
Nice.
So you would be rocking this side to side.
Yeah.
Making sure there isn't 1 inch of wiggle room.
Exactly.
It's pretty tight up the whole.
Oh yeah, it's
thing
not
is,
going
is
anywhere.
But that would be that.
Amazing. So now we are in forward facing.
We are. I wanted to speak to a feature.
Definitely.
So I opened this up
Yeah.
when we exposed where we're going to put the seatbelt.
Yeah.
I mentioned there's zippers on either side. There's also snaps here at the bottom. This entire piece comes out.
Awesome.
So for cleaning,
Yeah.
all the fabric is removable.
Amazing.
There's YouTube videos on how to take it off.
Yeah,
There's a
wash
YouTube video
it.
how to put it back on.
Amazing.
Everything's machine wash, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry.
Yeah.
But this bottom piece does come out for washing.
Nice.
Not to scare parents, but
let's be serious. Where do most mess occur? Probably around that
right
area.
here. Yeah. It's not great sometimes. But this might be easier to remove without having to uninstall the whole seat.
Love that.
You might just want to just wash this piece. So
Yeah.
that is a nice feature.
Yeah, such a nice convenience feature.
Um,
Amazing.
Knox comes in 5 fashions,
Awesome.
2 of which are merino wool.
Yeah.
Your lifespan on the seat is 10 years.
Amazing.
And it comes with a limited lifetime warranty.
Oh, perfect.
Which is great.
These are probably my 2 favorite fashions.
They are. I do love.
Favorite?
I do love the Bryce, which is the white.
Bryce, yeah, definitely. Awesome.
So I think we should move on to.
Yes, so your little one has outgrown their convertible car seat.
Yeah.
And we're entering the very last stage.
We are.
So we have entered booster mode and we have the Alta here.
Yes. So this is our Alta high back booster.
Yep.
So this is from 40 pounds up to 100 pounds, 57 inches, or 10 years old.
Yeah.
The regulation in Ontario is 40 pounds to 80 pounds,
Okay.
4'9" or 8 years old. We go above and beyond that. It is a high back, so for safety, I think it's really
Love
important.
a high back. Yeah.
Really important to have a back. This will grow and get taller. So first feature, this has 7 positions. It actually gets really high. I'm gonna bring that back down.
I know.
But it has 7 different positions,
Yeah.
so that adjusts with height. There is EPP foam built throughout the body of the seat.
Amazing.
And then we still have those 2 side impact pods.
Yeah.
Always active, always engaged.
Yeah. I also love that when it does, like when you did just lift it, this whole piece goes up versus like just the head.
Yeah.
So you get like a really nice shell
Yeah.
for the rest of the body too,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah.
And you're encasing everything.
Yeah, love that.
2 comfortable armrests.
Yep.
Cup holder is back on. We put it on the right-hand side this time.
Amazing.
It comes with one. Again, you can purchase a second. So
Yep.
they're still into that snack.
Grab
and
the one
cup.
from your Knox, move it over.
You got it. Move it over.
The independence is actually at an all-time high as we've entered
Yes.
the booster mode.
And a booster, just to speak to, the purpose of the booster is there to boost.
Yes.
It is there to give height.
Yeah.
You'll notice what's most noticeable is there is no harness anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Your child is starting to utilize the seatbelt.
Correct.
So couple things for seatbelt.
Yeah.
You'll notice there are red, so this is our secure fit belt positioner.
Yep.
That is helping ensure that the shoulder,
Yeah,
the seatbelt is actually properly hitting them in the right spot.
definitely.
You want to make sure, you'll notice there's 2 reds at the bottom as well.
Yep.
That's again for proper placement. Sometimes people will buckle over the armrest.
Yeah.
You really need to get under the armrest.
Definitely.
And then we also have our belt positioner.
I love this.
So this is adjustable, and this is for your lap belt.
Yep.
So that is to prevent what we call submarining,
Yep.
meaning going underneath.
Yeah.
So it stops the child from slipping underneath potentially in an accident
Yeah.
when the seatbelt isn't positioned in the right way.
Yeah.
And as we said, there's no 5-point harness holding them in
Right.
anymore. It's the seatbelt.
And they've been used to, this kind of buckle for their whole
Correct.
car seat journey. So, it's nice to have that added feature. It doesn't really, I wouldn't think that it would affect them, like not
No.
knowing any different. So,
Totally.
yeah, it's really nice.
And then just one little feature to mention.
Yeah.
With Knox, we had it, but this bottom piece.
Yeah.
If you don't want to remove the whole.
Yeah.
The bottom piece, which we said is going to be
The
messiest.
fishy crackers live down here.
They do. They live down there. They live underneath the seat.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful journey.
Yeah, exactly. But again, everything's removable if you wanted to.
Everything is removable.
Washable.
Everything's machine washable.
Amazing.
Gentle cycle, lay flat to dry.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then
Awesome.
install.
Install. I mean, once you get to Booster, the installs just get easier.
It does.
Easier.
Oh, goodness. Sorry.
That's okay. The crumple technology is flying.
It is. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I awkwardly lifted that over the whole
That's
seat.
okay.
So in order to expose, so this seat does connect via latches to the car.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm going to squeeze. There's a gray little lever there that I'm going to squeeze. And you're going to have to catch it really quickly.
Nice.
That pops out.
Great.
So what happens is I twist
Yep.
my belt positioner, and then, oh goodness, there goes my mic.
Oh.
Don't mind me.
That's okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to latch that in, and you'll
Perfect.
notice it's flipped from red to green.
Yeah, love that.
And then what we want to do is squeeze again here in the front, and that tucks nicely up against the seat.
Yeah, that's great.
And then just to show you, we are going to, how your seatbelt would go in.
Yeah.
You would only be doing this once.
Yeah, and then you can just leave your seatbelt like
You
that,
would leave
right?
your seatbelt like that.
And they're on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side your, not so little one is on anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to have you,
Yeah,
just
perfect.
so I don't cross in front of the camera. Oopsies. Oh, the cup holder. Do you mind just pulling that out? Just for the purposes of the video.
Oh, there.
And then if you could just buckle in as
Yeah,
well.
perfect.
But you'll notice again, just to make sure, you want this going, across
Yeah.
and underneath.
Yeah.
And then your lap belt would go right through there.
Yeah, amazing.
So you'll notice what that does is it pulls the seat belt
Yeah.
down,
Yep.
so it's not cutting them across the neck.
Yeah.
It's in the proper position and holding that lap belt down
Yeah.
and not riding up
Yeah.
to their belly instead of being across the hips.
Yeah, and then as you move this headrest up and down, the seatbelt will come at the proper angle as well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
The Alta Booster is the same as the Knox, so it's got a 10-year lifespan.
Amazing.
Limited lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
As we said, machine washable.
Yeah.
There's usually less. The installation, as you noticed, is very easy.
Yeah.
So most people don't always do checks.
Yeah.
And you become a bit of a pro.
Yeah,
At this
definitely.
point as a parent.
And for the most part, attaching it to the vehicle seat, it's just so it doesn't kind of like become a
Move around.
projectile,
Yeah.
move around. It really is making sure that you have the proper seat belt
Correct.
install so that it can protect your little one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice. I think that's it.
You did a great.
It's a bit of a
All the
mouthful.
installs, yes. So I guess we do have a car seat to give away.
do.
I know everybody has been sending so many hearts. Everyone has been loving. Oh, someone just said love Michelle.
Aw,
See?
thank you.
Everybody has been loving the installs as well. So let's see if someone has been picked. I'm going through all of your
Oh my goodness.
notifications.
Sorry.
Oh, do not disturb.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, congratulations. Drum roll, please. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Christy Del Sol. So it's Christy, Kristie, and then DELSOL. All one word. Do not worry. I will message you and I will tag you in our stories right after this live.
Congratulations.
But congratulations.
Yeah.
You get to pick any UPPAbaby car seat
Yep.
of your choice, which is awesome. So no matter what age or stage your little one is at, you can accommodate them with your favorite seat.
Perfect.
Amazing. So thank you guys so much for joining us last night and tonight in honor of the UPPAbaby Roadshow. We love that we've been able to instill confidence and education in everybody watching. And like we mentioned before, UPPAbaby has their hub that you can go to and get free car seat checks, and then Bugz has a dry fit program. We have so much education between the two of us,
We do.
Bugz and UPPAbaby, so definitely take advantage. Amazing. All right, well, this is it. I was going to say we'll see you again, but hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
And thanks again for joining.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.